Hello everybody and welcome to our Generations commentary of 2010's Salt, directed by Philip Noyce. Last time we did this, we had fun poking fun at how try-hard the movie is. However, we're going to do it again because this time we brought Shiroi in, so maybe she'll have a new perspective.
Hi.
Maybe she'll have a new perspective on it. Basically, Shiroi, this was an attempt by Philip Noyce to create what is basically a female Jason Bourne, basically.
Okay.
That's basically it. Angelina Jolie, who who stars, and apparently there wasn't any plans for a sequel because the movie did do well at the box office, but apparently not good enough because even though there were plans and even they started to try to get a sequel going, it never came to fruition. And by this point, I'm pretty confident they won't
The
because
last news we got, if I recall correctly, is around either like November of last year, where they confirmed that they have no plans for the time being.
I mean, Angelina Jolie is probably too old for this at this point. I don't. I really don't really.
Okay, she was fine in Eternals, but to be fair, she was CGI'd a lot. So who knows?
Well, yeah, in a movie like this, she has to perform a lot of action. Because remember, she did quite a bit of her own stunts in this movie, apparently. So, and by this point, she probably can't quite do it anymore because what is she like? She's like in her late 50s by this point, isn't she? So okay. So the basic point is we're going to try this again. See, and basically, everybody, we're doing the extended cut from the Blu-ray. Basically, there's three cuts of this movie: the theatrical cut, the extended cut with the alternate ending, and the director's cut that has the original ending. Don't ask me how that works. So we're doing the extended cut with the alternate ending because that's the one that's on iTunes. Don't worry, we'll also commentate on the original ending so we can compare because there's an upload of it on YouTube. We can link into you on the description so you can watch along with us.
Start before the Columbia logo.
Oh yeah, right. Before basically everybody before the Columbia logo, like Jatira said, there's like 2 seconds of black screen in both the iTunes and the Blu-ray copy. But yeah, so get on that. 3, 2, 1, click.
Okay, I remember bits and pieces of this movie from the first time we did, but not really entirely. And I don't even remember which cut we did the first time, to be honest.
I went to watch this. Sorry,
go.
I went to watch this movie in theaters because the trailer made it look kind of interesting. Basically, Shiroi, the premise of this movie is that this woman who's an interrogator for the FBI, or is it CIA? CIA. Is a CIA interrogator. In the middle of an interrogation, the Russian criminal accuses her of being a Russian spy. And the rest of the trailer is basically just her trying to run away from the rest of the CIA stuff and the cops and everything. So basically, this is going to be one of those movies where it's just like, ooh, is she a Russian spy or not? I wonder. So basically, that's going to be the primary conflict. Like the movie's going to try to keep you guessing on who exactly is she, basically.
And honestly, again, Angelina Jolie is not a bad choice. So again,
oh no,
this time she had became famous thanks to stuff like, in terms of more action-based, thanks to stuff like the Tomb Raider movies. Bad as they were, in terms of kind of role, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh sure, no, I have no problem with Angelina Jolie in this movie. Like the problem I have with this movie is not the actors, it's the script.
Done apparently by a guy called Kurt Wimmer, who. Apparently was also the director of Equilibrium.
And he also wrote the Total Recall.
Also, oh no, I was the director and writer of Ultraviolet. Like, I enjoy that movie, but it's severely flawed.
So yeah, this is kind of an kind of in medias res. It's kind of hard to explain. This is actually, believe it or not, it's not really the end of the movie or anything like that. No, this is more like a story that happens. Sorry, this is a scene that happens like in a flashback. This is more of a flashback to something that happened before the story. More like, yeah, the chronology of the movie can be a bit iffy at times.
And yeah, that's the guy that actually, got her out of the prison is Liev Schreiber. I don't know what the fuck he's doing here. Between this and X-Men Origins Wolverine, this was a terrible period for his career.
So yeah, there you go. It's one of those. Don't you hate, Shiroi, when you have one of those days where you're constantly being tortured and constantly,
In North Korea.
constantly told to confess that you're a Russian spy?
That's literally the worst days ever.
Oh yeah. So Salt. That's her name, by the way. It's Salt. Evelyn Salt.
Evelyn
So
Salt.
Salt. Want to get a burrito? That's her husband.
I know you have PTSD, but a burrito sounds really good right now.
Okay, this score is not really fitting. Let me check. James Newton Howard. What the fuck is he doing here?
That's the thing too. This was 2010, so by this point, James Newton Howard was starting to go into that kind of period where he made mostly forgettable scores, at least in my opinion. He recently had a good comeback with the score for Raya and the Last Dragon. That was a really good score. That was the best score I've heard from him in years. But yeah, the 2010s were not his best period.
Mind, it was better than another film he scored in 2010.
Which one?
Last
What was
Airbender.
that?
I don't know. Like, as far that the score is not even close. The score is the least of that movie's problems.
I was talking about the film's quality itself.
Well,
right.
To be fair to Waves again, I was just wondering his score, and I think also Spider, I guess.
Oh, that's because he's what do you call a person who studies spiders?
Arachno.
Or insects, or insects in general, actually.
Entomologist.
Entomologist. That's it.
Dogs will eat anything.
Except other
And they
dogs,
should
I
not
guess.
eat everything. They're not. Spiders are scorpions and really have to be separated from bugs. This movie is not smart.
It tries to make. Okay, see, the thing about this movie, Shiro, and you'll see exactly what I mean when we get to it. This is the kind of action movie that tries to have, a plot with lots of twists and turns and a lot of stuff. The problem, Shiro, is that it's one of those cases where you can tell the writer is trying way too hard to impress you. And I'll get into the specifics of it when it becomes relevant.
All right.
Definitely.
Utilitarian is the new sexy, huh?
Also, I've seen this guy somewhere else. Let me see. I guess he's not important. He's not really credited on Wikipedia. Let me check IMDb.
He's played by an actor.
I hope so.
If only. If only.
So basically, they're a CIA group disguised as a paper company or a petrol group.
Probably something like that. I also saw this guy. So let me check. Bane! Oh no.
There you go. So here's our Russian criminal. Basically, Shiroi, the original trailer for this movie literally started with this scene, where Evelyn Salt is going to interrogate him, and the guy basically says, "Oh, there's a Russian spy that's going to kill the president. The Russian spy's name is Evelyn Salt," and she's like, "My name's Evelyn Salt. Then you are a Russian spy."
Of
You
course.
see, Shiroi, this woman has the worst of luck. You know, like, she gets tortured, and in the middle of her job, out of nowhere, she gets accused of being a Russian spy.
Does the guy have any evidence?
Now, to be fair, apparently this guy is actually played by an actual... Well, okay, he's not played by a Polish actor, apparently. Daniel Olbryski. Okay. Oh.
Thank you for telling us.
Great conversation starter.
Also, we just cut to her sitting down.
It reminds me of basically, sure, there's a comedian in my country who has a joke where basically he has a skit where they're in the elevator and they're kind of that awkward sounds bit, right? And the guy suddenly goes, "By the way, did you know that the gorilla's testicles are the biggest testicles of the primate family?" This was a conversation starter. Good day, everybody. Well, better than the cancer one, to be fair.
Also, we have this technology to recognize that he's telling the truth, I guess.
It is probably better than the cancer one, yes.
Okay, I don't really have a field of reference, but I kind of like Angelina Jolie's Russian.
Remind me, Dwibs, if I remember correctly, Angelina Jolie is not like 100% American. She's like half American, half something.
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Jolie Voight. No, she's the daughter of John Voight, who's American, but I don't see any particular...
Okay, then. I guess maybe they probably had a linguist help her with those.
Yeah, probably. I mean, in universe she's supposed to be a spy, makes sense.
Well, supposedly too. We don't know.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that guy looks very suspiciously like a certain person that I could say who it is, because of the hair, but I'm not going to say who it is.
Okay, it's probably not the same. I was thinking instead of Boris Johnson.
You know what? Sure, let's go with Boris for a change.
Just a bit thinner.
Nah, like his hair's too tidy to be Boris.
Dun dun. Yes, we're including the JFK assassination.
Okay, to be fair, again, Metal Gear does this as well, where they try to implement real life events into their stars. So it's not like this thing can't be done well. It can.
No, it's not even that. It's even Watchmen does it, but for a movie like this, it just feels unearned, lack of a better term.
I think the problem
about the movie being try hard.
Oh yeah, I think the problem, Theo, is that okay, turns out it was a Russian spy that killed Kennedy. The movie, however, doesn't really elaborate on that. It doesn't really. It feels like it was just thrown in there just for the sake of, oh look, turns out it was a Russian spy that did it. But they don't really incorporate it into the story better. It's just thrown in there just for the hell of it. It shows carelessness on part of the writer. That's basically it too. That's my diagnosis in this case. It's carelessness. Wow, you must be fun at parties.
Yeah, I know. I bluffed.
Oops.
I know, even by interrogation standards, this is probably an awkward conversation.
I do like her reaction that you're killing me, man. Like, this is just so boring. Like, it's just like, can't you come? Like, if you're gonna bullshit me, can't you at least bullshit me with a fun, cool fake story?
Fine, I'm going to accuse you of being a spy. Have fun with that. Should have just accepted my other stories.
The funeral of the American vice president.
What's your ledger for?
Is this Jolie's reaction to the script?
Probably.
And what, they just... Yeah. What, they just believe him?
It's not so much that they believe him, Dibs. It's the problem. This is where the problems begin. You'll see.
Also, that sounded a completely different take. Like the audio difference, like bam.
Maybe it's part of the extended version. I haven't seen the other cuts in a while, so.
Sure.
Here, let's try. Here, do it. Let's you and me try. Okay, I'm gonna try to make my accent a bit thicker. Soon an agent is coming to a Portuguese agent is coming to kill us all. So the name of the agent is Dwayne Harley.
Right, sure, yeah, I know plenty.
And I was supposed to say my name is Dwayne Harley.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Harley. And
Then you are a Portuguese spy.
yes, I'm sure there are plenty of Portuguese people named Dwayne Harley. Thank you very much. And I'll sign you into the place where people like you normally go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and
Shrank.
oh yeah, I forgot to. Oh wait till.
Ow.
These are the worst.
know-
These are the worst CIA agents ever. Sorry,
Not
Shiroi,
to
go ahead.
mention Also, quick cuts. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, Shiroi.
You know, like, you'd think they'd remove his shoes?
Or check them. I'm sure there was any kind of metal detector. They have a technology enough to see if he says the truth or not, but not a metal detector to check his goddamn shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, isn't that, like, removal of shoes, like, a standard security procedure? Like,
Before anyone, wants to be a smartass and tell me kind of like in, the Avatar video game says, but maybe it's made of a metal that cannot be detected by, metal detector. If that really the case, its consistency will not be durable enough to make a blade.
Not to mention, Teo, this is a game that not only is set in is put in a realistic setting and tone, but here's another thing about this. Whatever logical inaccuracies the movie might have been forgivable if the movie had more of a Tarantino-esque tone to it, where it had a sense of humor to it, at least a nuanced sense of humor. I'm not saying the movie should be a parody. Like if it had a nuanced sense of humor about itself, maybe we could suspend our disbelief and just go along for the ride. The problem is that this movie takes itself 100% seriously. Like we're supposed to actually believe that something like this could actually happen in anything resembling the real world, and that's one of the primary problems I have with the movie, because the movie again wants this to be super believable, but it shows a lot of carelessness when it comes to the actual writing. And here's the first problem, Shiroi. She decides the best course of action is to run away, because it's not like that's going to make her seem suspicious or anything.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I think that woman at the front desk is played by Tika Sumpter.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
Very good, Evelyn. Very good. This will not make you look bad on their eyes at all.
No.
Well, at least you can outrun T-Rex with that.
These guys suspect me of being a Russian spy. What should I do? I should run away. Because that totally will not, well, I think I've made my point. That's the first problem. A lot of times the characters will act in ways that feel contrived just for the sake of moving the plot forward. I mean, they portray Evelyn at the beginning as a smart, CIA agent, so she should know better than this. She should. I feel like I don't really get. I get that she wants to get rid of her husband. The idea is that the Russian guy threatened her husband, so she's concerned for him. I get that, but this is not gonna help you in the long run, Salt. You might I get that you're in a hurry to see if he's okay, but at the same time, you probably could have handled this a bit better. Yes, neutralize the cameras. Again, totally not suspicious at all. You're totally not going to make yourself look bad.
Like, I know you're worried for your family, but you could have stayed there for like a few hours. They would have taken care of it.
Also,
Yes, Tips?
it's interesting, being films like this with the main character being agents for a group that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, okay. Well, Shiroi, I think what the movie's trying to convey, Shiroi, is that she doesn't want to wait at all. She's so concerned that she wants to see him like as quickly as possible. She doesn't want to wait like at all. That's what they're going for. Why did you
Take off your panties. Okay.
She's using anything and everything to cover the
Don't
cameras.
get okay?
Also, one of our code names was Ring Petroleum.
Okay, basically to catch up on what's said in that text, Shiroi, basically...
That's the fake group she's a part of.
Basically, her parents were killed in a car accident in the 80s. Apparently, she is indeed of Russian descent, because that's why her name is Evelyn Salt. And it also said something about her skills involving threat elimination, murder, all that shit, basically. So basically, her record shows that it's not completely out of left field that she would be a Russian spy. What do you mean, have you found my husband? You should be saying, look, I know it looks bad, but trust me, I just want to see where he is. Please let me go. Like, try to reason with him. They're your fucking work colleagues.
I think after everything she's done in the past couple of minutes, I don't think they're going to go that easy on her, even if she tries to reason.
Okay, let me rephrase that then. Instead of even doing any of this to begin with, she should have just reasoned with them, saying, look, guys, I know I should stay here a bit, but I'd really work for her husband. Can you just call me if there's some kind of new development, like just something. She didn't even try to reason with them and do this more properly. She immediately...
I think we all I think we all hoped she would do that in the first place.
Yeah, that's the problem, Shiroi. We're supposed to believe that this character is a smart CIA agent who, knows her shit. But the way she acts is, to be honest, very stupid.
You know who was originally supposed to be one of the contenders for the lead?
Go ahead.
Tom Cruise.
Huh.
But he left because he felt that he was fearing that the character was too close to Mission Impossible, so he worked on a film called Night and Day instead.
And she just made it 1,000 times worse.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm totally not a Russian spy that's attacking.
Quick, Lives, run away, since I accused you of being a Portuguese spy.
But what Portuguese people do you know that have a name close to?
You see, no, that's the thing. You see, turns out you have your name's Dwinwali, but turns out you have Portuguese descent.
I do I?
Yes.
Did you?
I know, right? What the hell are you doing, Ev? Seriously.
Yeah, exactly, my dude.
You are the worst covert agents I've ever seen.
She just fired a makeshift bazooka at us. Are we gonna do something?
Yeah.
Why a taxi?
Also, why is she sitting like that?
Because this is America? I don't know. Like.
No, she's doing that to hide from.
Yeah, she's going to break her SIM card so that they can track it.
Well, I mean, they can still track your phone through your other parts.
Maybe she also breaks the phone? I don't know.
Oh, there you go, arachnologist.
That's it. Arachnologist specifically.
Also, he's played by August Diel, which apparently was the actor who played
Oh, there you go.
The Kingsman.
Hold on, let me cover that. Turns out, Shiroi, apparently the husband was originally a cover for something, which is why she, came to him to the first place, and she even studied on bugs to see if she could, familiarize or, get on his good grace and everything. So apparently she met her husband because of a cover job for CIA, apparently. Yeah, basically the movie is going to slowly reveal the backstory of their relationship over the course of things, basically.
Pedro.
Yes.
You know what I would do if I were a CIA operative on the run after being accused of being a double agent for the enemy?
Go ahead.
Go back to my house.
Evelyn is not a very good CIA. She's not a very good CIA. Doggo.
Oh.
She's not a very good CIA operative. Because I don't know about you guys,
Uh-oh.
but if someone was on the run, what would be the first place you'd look?
Her house.
Yeah, and then by looking at things, she deduces what actually happened.
Yeah, but yeah, like Dwebs just figured it out. What is one of the primary problems of this movie? Evelyn's
Stupid.
Evelyn doesn't really act in a way that makes any sense. It feels.
Now, I suppose you could say, well, she's under a lot of pressure and she's scared, so of course she wouldn't be doing things naturally. But she's a trained CIA agent.
Yeah, she's trained to do things well under pressure.
Also, the dog keeps sleeping on the floor.
Well, don't worry, Shiroi, the doggo will live. So.
CIA open up.
Well, yeah, of course, that was going to be the first place they'd look, you moron. Hey, Salt, you're a terrible agent. Seriously? Your house? You know full well that's the first place we'd look.
You see, guys, in the sequel, we were going to meet her sister, Pepper.
Of course.
Evelyn Pepper.
Who's even dumber. Mind you, Pedro, if her last name's different, unless she's married, would that really be sister?
Fine. In the third movie, it would be her daughter, Marie Sugar. Let's just go for all of the kitchen condiments.
They keep marrying people named after continents. So what next in the fourth movie? We're gonna have David Ketchup.
Hey, sure. Here's a good joke you can make on someone. You want some? You want some salt? Sure. And then you give them the DVD of this movie.
Hey,
don't cheap out. Get the Blu-ray. Get it for £1 on Kex.
This child, didn't your parents never told you to not answer to strangers like that?
I'm starting to think, Theo, that this movie takes place in an alternate universe where everybody does the opposite of common sense.
Oh, Pedro. The film gave a reason why she ran away. She was afraid of being locked up.
Okay.
Also, she has a Matrushka doll. That is Russian.
Alright, I'll wait till this is over. Hold on. Before I address Dwebs' point. Yeah.
Also, PSP.
PSP. Well, this is a Sony movie, so... Okay,
yeah.
So, let me address Dwebs' point that he raised. I understand that. You're afraid of getting locked up, but here's the thing. Why would your colleagues, like Dwebs said earlier, the Russian dude does have no evidence. It's literally your word against his. They have no grounds to arrest you on.
And before anyone says, well, he had the lie detector telling the truth, well, that's the thing. Agents like him and Jolie's character are trained to fool those things.
Yeah, she even made that point earlier in the movie, actually, Dwebs. She even made that point earlier. So they literally have no grounds to arrest her on. Her fear of getting locked up is literally nonsensical.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Pick up line.
This would be like if I met Shiroi in person. I'm like, you look like a cat. Then again, I think, yeah, Shiroi would just take it as a compliment. So
I'm like the wrong person too.
There's your Beatles trivia for today.
Okay, to be fair, I've seen worse excuses to name something after something else scientifically.
Well, you can just, it's typical too. He's a Beatles fan, so he just names it after one of them. Evelyn, do you think it's really wise to be walking around in the middle of the fucking street?
Yeah, I can start to see why the role originally was supposed to be of Tom Cruise for this guy.
Yeah, because there's a lot of running.
Oh god, it's another... Okay, I know what everyone was doing in 2010, but it's another variation of the music of the same type of droning. The same one that Daisy used, for example. Just in a more slow manner. Why did everyone in Hollywood thought it was a great idea to chock full year movies with this exact type of score?
Because the Bourne movies did it.
Ugh.
All right, might as well start the guessing game. Shiroi, so far, what do you think? Is she a Russian spy?
No, and maybe the information was fed to Russia from North Korea, or I don't fucking know.
All right. I'll ask you again when we have more information
I'm
to go
guessing
on.
the answer's actually stupider.
Well, you'll see. You'll see. I'll ask you later again when we have more information to go on. Because remember, the whole point of this, the suspense is you keep guessing, the movie keeping you guessing. Is she a Russian spy? Is she not a Russian spy?
Anyway, I checked. Yes, the other guy, other than Liev Schreiber, who's also in Pursuit of Salt, is played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. Sorry for the pronunciation. Among many other things, he played, well, Baron Mordo in the MCU.
We are literally trying to help you!
Yeah, that's what you should have said from the beginning to them.
Shouting!
But you're apparently part of that!
Not just that, Shiroi. She immediately believes the dude. Like, how do you know that guy wasn't just saying it to fuck with you?
Also, much like in a lot of... Okay, I could believe that in the Matrix Reloaded, because that was a simulation and everything, but I got a lot of, again, all of these cases, like on a train, or in this case of a truck, where the wind friction doesn't exist at all.
Not just, trust me, it's going to get even worse, because Salt, throughout this movie, is going to go through things that would normally either maim or outright kill a normal human being. And again, if the movie was more humorous and over the top about itself, it didn't take itself too seriously, maybe I could just suspend my disbelief and roll with it. Problem is, as you can see too, this movie clearly wants you to take it absolutely 100% seriously.
So far, she seems to have video game immunity, where if she keeps running, nothing will hit her, it's fine.
At the very least, Jason Bourne was told that in universe he was genetically augmented, so they had an excuse to it. And even then, he didn't do all this crazy shit. He was actually fairly grounded.
Alright, yes, Lips?
How did you find out about this movie?
Because I saw the trailer before Inception.
Also said you saw it in the cinema, I think, right?
Yes, I saw the trailer in the cinema before I saw Inception. Just watch that movie instead of this one. It's a much better action movie. But
this is turning into Frogger.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, Dwebs. Angelina Jolie is Frogger, the movie.
God, that sounds terrible, actually.
But yeah, to elaborate on what I said, Dwebs, yes, I saw the trailer on the theater, and I thought the premise looked interesting. But yeah, the execution is.
I think I mentioned in the original commentary, but gotta be honest, I did not heard on this movie at all until you did brought it up. Also, another thing to note, in the two shots back to back, both the police car and the truck, the casual truck that Salt was on, were both Chevrolet cars. Goddamn.
Question, guys.
Yes, Dubs.
Does does Salt have an iPhone?
Right now, I don't think so. She probably got rid of it.
Then she's innocent.
No, we don't know, so for all we know.
She doesn't have an iPhone, therefore she's innocent? I don't get that.
Remember, Apple has these.
Oh no, she doesn't have an iPhone, therefore she's the villain. That's it. Never mind.
Oh,
I messed it up.
Remember,
okay.
Pedro, Apple has this contract where they specifically have this rule that only good guys have to use their products.
Of course.
It's so stupid.
That was a whole thing. That was the whole thing when Knives
God.
Out came out.
Jesus Christ, this shaky cam.
So, question to you.
Yeah.
How do you tolerate shaky cam in the Bourne movies, but not this?
I only see one. I don't know if it gets worse in the next ones.
Well, okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Des, but I feel like the character's actions in the Bourne movies are more logical and
again, ironically enough, more grounded. Yes, Jason Bourne does some weird shit, but it's, at least from what I've seen, he doesn't do flips constantly between trucks on the highway.
Pedro, I was on about the shaky cam in this.
Oh, the shaky cam. Well, I don't know how to tell you this. Dun dun dun. Okay, that's nice, but that doesn't necessarily prove anything.
If anything, it makes me wonder, how incompetent is the CIA for not noticing all of this stuff until now?
This all's going to be a battle of who's the most incompetent, Salt or the CIA.
Yes.
I mean, so far I'm not bored. I'm more just baffled by it.
Oh, no.
This whole movie happens because somebody decided to be really fucking stupid.
Oh, definitely. The movie's not boring. That's why I'm not bored by the movie. I'm more fascinated because it's an interesting train wreck of sorts. Again, I know it sounds a bit harsh when I call it a train wreck at this point, but trust me, things are gonna get crazier.
Everybody Pepsi, yay.
Well, she's checking into hotels. I hope she's not doing it under a real name. She hasn't done that, has she?
You guys aren't answering the question.
Come on, honey, please tell me why you were tortured and beaten the crap out of.
God, don't tell me she actually did that.
Did what?
She's supposed to be on the run, so what I was saying was I hope she hasn't checked into a hotel under her real name.
I don't think she did. I think she was just in a club with,
Yeah.
where she got the tampon to actually, seal away her wound.
Look, honey, I don't care what it is. I'll accept anything. Go ahead. Oh. Okay, I will admit I was not expecting that. Shouldn't he have a say in this, Salt? Yeah, exactly. You should have, he has a say in this. So there you go, basically. He started off as just someone he was using for a cover mission, but she ended up falling in love with him, basically. Allow me to give some feedback about this. I feel like the relationship between her and her husband would have been better conveyed and more effective if instead of starting the movie where it starts, start the movie by, instead of having the flashback plot device, instead start the movie by having her meet him, like again, properly show us that a montage of that at the beginning, so we can see it firsthand. I feel like showing this in bite-sized flashbacks doesn't really do a good job in making me invest in the relationship. At least me. What about you guys?
No, I agree. I think it's more of a pacing than anything. Again, telling this being, I get the idea. Telling this out of order, even showcasing a relationship, is part of putting the viewer in the shoes of the CIA agents. Is she really a spy, an undercover Russian spy or not? But I don't know.
There's normally I would say that Tom. Normally I would say that Tom Cruise probably looked at this script and said, "Yeah, nope." But then again, he did do that terrible Mummy movie, so.
I didn't need to see you taking out your contacts.
I know, right? It's kind of not distracting, but it's kind of not irritating even, but causes distress.
Yeah.
Let me check. What was Tom Cruise doing around 2010?
For me, it's
just due to that spider.
I don't think I've told you this before too, but to me, I'm kind of biased on that aspect because me personally, I never understood the appeal of either makeup or anything that you put in your face artificial. Like, to me, I'm a firm believer in natural beauty. Personally,
well, people who use contact lenses normally is just because they believe that maybe glasses are a bit too cumbersome.
Okay. If it's for that purpose, then fine, sure.
Like contacts are generally like a alternative to glasses.
Sure. I was thinking about those contacts that are used to change your eye color. Basically,
that's usually done. As far as I know, that's mostly just done for cosplay purposes. Rarely I see people decidedly to voluntarily altering the color of their eyes.
But as far as contact lenses go for the purpose of improving vision, those exist.
Oh, definitely. I'm aware of that, Shiroi. I was thinking more of the other ones. But yeah, no, sure. Those are that's okay. Those are cool. Not the other ones though.
Okay. Tom Cruise in 2010 was doing a movie called Night and Day. Never heard.
Not.
Okay, so we saw that wrapped up wad of notes on the bed, so I assume she's going to be using that from now on. But did she check into this hotel with cash, or did she use cards?
I do not know.
I think she had that extra bit of cash, hidden.
Okay.
Well, she's a CIA agent, so I can believe that she would have
to do this kind of stuff. Yeah. In fact, it was one of the things also established from the beginning.
Here's the thing, though, Shiroi.
Yeah, but Pedro, she's a CIA agent, yet she's still making stupid mistakes still up to this point.
Well, yeah, we've already complained about that. I feel like we've made our point with that. But here's the thing, Shiroi. If she's not a Russian spy going to kill the president like the Russian dude said, why is she even here and clearly, watching the Russian president? Maybe she is a Russian spy.
Nah, there's something else going on here. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's not to see what I mean. The movie keeps doing things like this to try to keep you guessing, basically.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Oh, sorry, go on, Tim.
No, I don't mind that because at least biased. But I have to say again, even for the things I forgot, without having to spoil that much stuff, it's still also clear that the movie is painting Salt as the designated heroine of a movie. Like you're still supposed to believe her.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were going to say something, Shiroi?
Yeah, and it was kind of along the lines of what Tio was going to bring up. Like, this isn't even a good red herring because they're so blatant about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
you know what's a better red herring? King Tom's red herring from Ni no Kuni 1.
Of course,
literally a red herring.
And Jesse dropped something.
There you go. The Russian president is played by another Polish actor, Aleksander Krupa, which apparently started his career basically nearly with 9.5 weeks. Man. Also, he was in Home Alone 3. Oh. Okay, Burn After Reading, that's fine. X-Men First Class. And he's still doing stuff to this day.
Anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Спасибо. The actual president of the United States, let me see if it's mentioned.
Barack Obama.
No, it's like coming from Jim too. I'm one of those generic presidents they use on TV and movies to keep them from getting dated.
Played by Hunt Block. He's mostly just a TV actor. This was one of the very few movie roles he did.
Basically, that's one of my favorite of Doug's jokes. Like, I'm one of those generic presidents they use on TV to keep shows from getting dated.
I was in 3 episodes of Murder, She Wrote. Cool.
And Jim's like, oh, okay, pleased to meet you, Mr. Generic President.
What are the odds? Also, what's with that star of badge star is
Oh, there she goes.
oversized.
And Jolie's going on a spree. Don't get in her way. There you go.
Has anyone else seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No.
No.
It's a fun movie. I recommend it.
Sure. I believe it.
Hmm.
Wow.
Peekaboo.
We're nearly halfway through the Ruby and we haven't made a salty joke yet.
Not enough. What was that Matrix jump?
Nah, that was too fast.
Too furious.
God, that's an awful sound.
I guess it's an in-universe jump scare for all these people.
Yeah. Because that's not a quiet instrument.
No, it's purposely made to not be quiet. Alright, what gadget are you building out this time? Boop.
Yep, I'm totally not,
Oh crap.
There he goes.
I love how she doesn't even look at it. It's like a Wile Coyote cartoon.
She's too cool to look at it too.
Okay, so what is she trying to prove still?
She thinks she's hot shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Someone want to fetch the president?
Well, actually, Shiroi, I think Evelyn here is going to take care of him, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Oh my god, Shiroi. I guess maybe she is a Russian spy then. She just killed him.
What was she trying to? I don't.
I get the feeling Dubs is starting to get frustrated at the movie.
I'm trying to I have another theory, so I'm trying to sound it out in my head before I say it.
Sure.
This is also the problem because again, the movie dumps Evelyn in all of these situations where she clearly can, potentially be the real culprit, when she could easily have avoided all of this, again, just staying in that fucking room, because at that point the events will have evolved accordingly, and she would have automatically be found innocent because of, not being present at the events, but because of all of this shit, of course things are piling up against her. Lever, that was poor delivery.
Oh no, you tell me.
Yeah, I get the idea Lee was not really giving a shit in this role.
So was she the baby that was stolen at the beginning or something?
That's what the story ideally told. That she was part
Or
of
is she
the
a
program.
twin? And we're being bamboozled this whole fucking time.
No, Shiroi, that's kind of it's not even a plot twist. That's kind of the first plot point of Eagle Eye, where Shia LaBeouf plays normal guy who, for some reason, has a twin who's a super expert CIA agent. And except when he dies, and Shia LaBeouf has to inherit all of his problems, has to run away.
Wouldn't they have on file that he had a twin though?
No. It's not even that. It's more for the case of the fact that they operate on the logic that he's a identical biological twin. We can use that to our advantage.
Okay, so how is Evelyn going to get out of this one?
But she got herself into this mess
Well, let's see.
by killing.
This is a stupid movie.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what Dej said when I finished showing the movie to him.
I forgot, how much did you rank this?
I feel like 4. I'll have to look at it.
Fair enough.
Let me take a look at it. He made a tweet about it, so I can check it.
The kids who are supposedly Russian don't sound very Russian.
No.
Okay, there you go too. Oh, okay. Hold on, I'll wait. I'll wait till this is done.
Don't tease me, sis.
Alright, check this out, guys.
Also with this guitar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we in a different movie? Because this seems a bit more comical now.
It's like having to play.
Oh, you think it's comical now, Shiroi? Just hold on. Salt, what are you doing?
Also, another Chevrolet. Are all the important cars in this movie a fucking Chevrolet?
She's tasering him in the head repeatedly. How is he not passed out?
Well, probably. I think it doesn't really matter, mostly because of the gag reaction. By injecting more of a taser, she wants him to have the gag reaction of pushing the pedal to the metal.
What the fuck are you doing, Salt?
You're making yourself look worse.
Also, the quick cuts.
No, that's the thing. At this point, she's literally acting insane.
At this point, that ship sailed a while ago. Also, this poor bastard.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Wee.
What the fuck? What is this, the Dukes of Hazzard?
Also, all the poor
and by the way, Shiroi, she gets out of this one without a single scratch on her.
Bullshit.
It's like, okay, In Time had a worse car crash than this, in a sense of characters get out of it, without a scratch. But this is still pretty.
There you go. See, she just walks it off like nothing happened. See,
and nobody notices her.
Later, nerds.
Yoink.
Oh yes, of course. One of those stores in America selling Russian hats, because they're all over the place. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier this year, right? Like, Salt by this point should have some kind of physical injury.
She did had one with a bullet grazing, part of her side, but that seemed to have not do much.
Also, there's her old injuries.
Also, this is extremely hilarious because this is basically also the plot of the Black Widow movie. When you get down to it,
that movie was better. I'll say
much better than this. No matter what everyone else say.
Oh no, the Black Widow movie is okay. It's just that I feel like the problem is that the first 20 minutes are really rough. Like, it gets a lot better after that, but yeah, those first 20 minutes are really rough.
Thank you, man in a business suit.
Anyway, guys, might as well tell you guys Deji's tweet about this movie after I showed it to him.
Okay.
Salt, 4 out of 10. This movie started off interesting, but as soon as we got to the church scene, halfway point, it spiraled out of control. The movie's doing so much to pull a twist after twist that after a while, I just don't give a crap anymore. There you go. Oh! There you go, Shiroi. The Russian president is dead. So yeah, she did kill the Russian president. So she is a Russian spy. Haha!
Movie, I don't believe you.
Especially because we only hear pull the trigger.
She's totally a Russian spy, we swear.
They're trying way too hard. Like, it's just not convincing.
Oh, and guess what, Shiroi? Turns out, she and the Russian dude from the beginning are in cahoots. See? I told you she was a Russian spy.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's why we Russians are speaking English to each other.
We're speaking English so that the audience will understand what we're saying.
We couldn't be bothered to put the subtitles here. So, everybody, English.
Well, to be fair...
In the interrogation, there was a point where we started speaking Russian both.
To be fair, Shiroi, it makes the movie more accessible. I guess, at least. To go that route, at least.
I don't know. For a movie like this, I would have accepted at least a couple more times at the very least. It doesn't have to be a situation like Parasite, but because this was a movie made in America anyway.
Okay.
But if you bother establishing that the characters do occasionally speaking in a language of which one of them is native of, if you have another scene like that again, well, do it again.
Okay, I guess it's one of those things too where this was 2010, back when streaming hadn't really taken off completely yet. So most people saw this in the theater, so you can make an argument that, well, in the theater you can pause a movie in case you need to read subtitles or anything like that. So I guess this for the theater experience, this would have made the movie more accessible, maybe.
And
they probably were not even thinking about that, however.
Sure. I seriously doubt that that's the reason too that they did it, but it still works in that way at least, kind of. I don't know. I'm just trying to. Go on, Shira, you were saying.
I forgot what I was actually going to say, but I have another question. Is she a double agent or something?
Well, if I told you, that would spoil it now, wouldn't it?
That's basically the viewers questioning
in
regards to her.
That's not a no, though.
It's a maybe.
More of a shrug.
I don't know.
It's not really an answer, but it really is.
Leave me alone.
You always just go into this thing and stay there.
Hello. Oh, there's the husband.
Oh. So are they gonna drown him, or?
Yes. It's her. I'm guessing it's her ultimate test of loyalty because, you know, just to make sure she hasn't been compromised. Okay, Philip, if you close up on her face anymore, you're gonna go for her nostrils. Like,
I think we're about to.
behold, Angelina Jolie's nostrils. Yeah, and yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. I don't really give a crap if the dude is dead because the movie didn't really do a good enough job making me care.
She poisoned the drink.
So she assassinated the president like she was supposed to. Movie over? I feel like, we're kind of done here. Are we done here, Philip?
Is this the ultimate ending?
No. All right, we still have 40 minutes left, 35 minutes left, so...
My daughter? Dun, dun.
Well, remember, she trained, we saw earlier how he trained her from since she was a child, so... I love Angelina Jolie, and forgot the second half of the movie. Looks kind of unenthused for all of it.
Wait, I also seen this guy.
This is supposed to be her being...
There you go. One of the kids that was with her in the Russian training.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my name anymore. Went to Czechoslovakia back then.
Damn.
A bunker 8 stories below the White House.
Yeah, this is where the president goes if the emergency.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to kill... Okay, so we kill the Russian president. Now it's time to kill the American president. Next up, the UK's prime minister. Might as well at this point. Let's just kill all of them.
There we go. Corey Stoll. She's American. Oh, right! He's the guy who played Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man movie.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Man, Salt is having quite a day. She's gonna kill. She just killed one president. Now it's time to kill another one. So what did you do today, Salt? Oh, I killed the U.S. and Russian presidents. Ah, okay. No, okay. Salt disguise looks like she's discount Killian Murphy. Also, if I remember correctly, Dibs, that guy, I think he's the one, like House's doctor from season 4. Sorry, not season 4, season 6.
Can't really remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's him. I just noticed it as him. Oh crap.
What a terrible agent.
So let me get this straight. You just start shooting like a madman, and you didn't even bring some kind of, bulletproof vest or something?
No, he was too busy in a bomb.
Unless this was actually the intent.
So let me get this straight. Our plan to assassinate the US president is to be in the same corridor as him and start shooting like a maniac. Okay, good plan. Good job, Russia. Your spying, like your best spies are truly amazing.
And yeah, when it came to the latex, masks, yeah, Mission Impossible does this better. Of course.
Well, something to break up. So, we've seen plenty of Piyok bunkers in film before. What's this one gonna look like? Yeah, I thought Johnny said that point.
Yeah, let me talk about the budget while we're at it. This is a budget of 110, 130 million, which for the time this was made, it's quite a lot. And honestly, I think it was spent mostly on the CGI, because otherwise there's not much, in terms of spending your movie on. Your arms should be burning.
Physics, what are those? Okay. Man, these Russian spies kind of suck.
Everyone sucks in this film at their jobs.
In the meantime, Shiroi, Salt is doing things. We don't entirely know exactly what she's even trying to accomplish at this point.
It disabled the fuse box, but I don't think it did anything. Oh, right, the cameras.
Oh crap. So I'm guessing she's trying to, sabotage the cameras so that she can infiltrate and kill the president. There you go, Shiroi. Turns out, I guess she is a Russian spy, maybe.
Sure.
Shiroi refuses to believe the movie.
I'm going to be very stubborn about this.
Yep, Shiroi.
I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not.
So basically, Shiroi. Sorry, go on.
Shiroi refuses to believe a movie where someone falls in a car, hits the ground really hard, and survives, and all sorts.
Not just survives, dude. She gets out of it without a single fucking scratch. But so basically, Shiroi, your thought process right now regarding this movie is not buying it, not buying it, so not buying it.
I have one more theory, and this one is a crackpot theory, so, ignore it.
No, Shiroi. At this point, why not? Go ahead. Throw us out your crackpot theory.
None of this has actually happened, and she's dreaming of a possible scenario.
Okay, I can tell you that that's not the case at all.
Thank fuck for that.
I also recognize this guy. This guy was playing the British MI6 agent in Murder, She Wrote. Really, we need a deadline.
Well, to be fair, that's typical line from because a lot of people at the White House are,
I know it feels more like something that people probably would not say IRL or a situation like that.
Oh, Officer Dryer. So what next we're gonna have Colonel Washing Machine.
Oh, the fuck? Dude, what are you doing?
Wait a minute.
Dun dun dun! Turns out, Shiroi, he's the Russian spy.
Told you, movie.
Here's the problem. This twist comes the fuck out of nowhere with zero foreshadowing whatsoever. Like, oh, this guy is the spy, is the true villain now, because why not at this point?
Have they hinted at it at all?
Not really.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I've been actively watching this movie.
It was more like of a case of, oh, he's such a super nice guy, but he's also believing, Evelyn until the very end. So I guess they were playing on that, I guess.
So there you go, Shiroi. He's gonna use nuclear weapons to destroy America or something, or I don't know.
I want to know how America explained to Russia. It's like, hey, your president was killed in our soil.
Oh, actually, Shiroi, we're going to explain that.
Oh, okay.
Just wait for it. So there you go. It turns out both of them are Russian spies. Because why not at this point?
And he's of course bombing Middle East countries because
and this is where I have to start telling what's the writer's name again, Lips?
Kurt Wimmer.
Kurt. Okay, Kurt, you're trying too hard. You're just throwing twist after twist after twist. Like, calm down, dude. Like, it's just. You see what I mean before? Like, where the movie tries way too hard to impress you. You didn't see that coming, did you?
I guess it's with this kind of mind thought process that was why the idea of casting of him as the one of the writers for the Total Recall 2012 movie, because the premise of that story is to have twist upon twist.
Yeah, she makes a good point. How come you never told her, dude? You're supposed to be partners, right?
I guess he needed to maintain his own cover until the very end, and to be fair, he did a better job than the previous guy.
There's right. Turns out the Russian president is alive. She didn't actually kill him, Shiroi. It was all a ruse.
So she just told him to lie on the ground and play dead?
Kinda. Let's say that we have a Chekhov's gun that we've seen before. There you go.
But how come when she went to Ejiofor checked him?
There you go, Sherry. That's what she needed to spy her of. She knew about it thanks to her fiance. The fact that it only induces a death-like state.
Huh.
So what? She injected him with a drug that would make it look like he was dead?
Yeah.
So, did you say, is this guy the kid who is in the flashbacks? Or...
No, that was another.
Another one
Where
of the
is
kids.
He again?
I'm sorry, what, Shiroi?
Where is he again? The kid with the scar?
Dead. He's the one who tried to kill the president by shooting like a maniac.
And then got cell detonated.
Brilliant plan. I'll just start shooting at random. That
This bulletproof glass.
Salt, you are aware that it's bulletproof glass, right?
Yeah, let's have these guys' fingerprints.
So that guy back there is the Russian spy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not?
Just making sure I'm caught up.
Wash.
Hell, we don't even see a flashback with him as a kid, unlike the other one. Like this twist feels like it, and more of an afterthought than anything. It was just again thrown in there. Just see, you didn't see that. You didn't see that coming, did you?
I love it. She'd rather just destroy the concrete.
Sure. Why the fuck not?
Yoink.
Bang, bang.
Just throw the piece like that.
Oh shit. What do you think was gonna happen?
Could you imagine the twist if she accidentally pressed the launch button?
Kind of like in 77, where the fall Sector 7 was happened because it was designed to be activated by the next one who will push the console.
They should rename this movie from Salt to Oops.
Well, I guess Evelyn lost.
I mean, they didn't launch the missiles.
Alright, sure. I'll check this out because I love because Evelyn still has one more trick up her sleeve.
Wow, what's the trick?
You'll see.
Do to him what the other guy did to her.
Well, let's see.
Oh shit! She killed the Russian guy.
Kill Sabretooth.
Nikolai. And there you go. We've done it. We defeated all the bad guys.
Totally.
Now how are you getting out of this?
Oh, just you wait, Shira, until we see the original theatrical ending. but we'll get to it.
Yeah, there's still like at least 10 minutes left.
Alright, so this is the alternate ending that is exclusive to the Blu-ray.
At least she learned how to do origami.
Plot twist, this is actually the long-lost Heavy Rain companion movie.
That's the thing she said at the beginning.
I guess I did.
Don't be salty.
Huh.
See, I did the salt joke.
I'm amazed anyone held off this long from making that.
Well, actually, Shiroi, Webs seems to be very salty when it comes to this movie, actually, based on what he's been reacting like. So, there you go, see?
Yeah, it's this film was.
Oh.
I'm so see right now.
Oh.
So
A spider, get it? Hmm?
For the record, Avi Arad was not a producer of this despite being a Sony product.
Oh, come on, Devs. Keep a stiff upper lip.
get it because he was a spider enthusiast.
Like I said, the movie didn't really do a good job making me care about her relationship with the husband.
No.
So,
All this tells me is that they need to clean their office.
there you go. See, Salt is a heroine because she allowed her husband to die for the greater good.
A greater good.
Great, so good. Billy. The cyanide?
See, I love how long it took for him to realize that.
Goddamn cyanide.
God, this movie doesn't fucking stop, does it?
Nope.
The cyanide.
This movie is desperate for you to be impressed by it, Shiroi. Are you impressed? Are you impressed yet?
No.
How long the cyanide take normally to... Unless it wasn't really cyanide.
Yeah, definitely not to look at that.
Yeah, because if it was cyanide, she wouldn't be doing this.
Yep. So, well, in that case, okay, Shiroi, on a scale of 1 to 10, how try-hard is this movie?
We need to go much higher than 10.
So yeah, the whole child soldier training thing in Russia is still going on.
Huh.
Well, remember, Shiroi, we never actually got around to killing Orlov, aka the Russian dude from the beginning.
Hmm.
There he is.
Also, that's a terrible disguise.
No, I've come to have you kiss my ass.
I love how she's dressed as a nun for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a disguise.
Well, they are in a church.
As I lay my justice upon thee.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Also, I think this shot is partially CGI'd. Jesus, this looks terrible.
Look how bored she looks. Like,
And she bombs the entire church.
yeah, I just killed my Russian mentor.
What is
And
there
that's
with
how
this
it
movie?
ends.
What is there with this movie and drowning people?
Alright, so...
I don't know this. I don't get it either.
Alright, so we should check the original ending now.
Yes, this ending, of course, has a more conclusive bit to it. But like we've discussed, there was actually a sequel on the cards for a long time, and this would be the ending that was going to lead into that sequel, basically. So basically, everybody go into the description there. All right, 3, 2, 1, click. So yeah, to recap, in the director and theatrical cut, there's actually a scene beforehand this ending where she actually kills Orlov and all the other Russians on that very place where they drown her husband, like right there, basically.
Alright, I guess that was the cut that we saw the first time. It was either the director's cut or the theatrical cut, because I remember this one.
Yep. We saw the director's cut most likely. So basically, in this one, yeah, she killed Orlov earlier in the movie rather than at the end of it.
And it's presented as another twist.
And it's presented as another twist. And instead of the whole cyanide thing, instead she was captured and is being taken on this helicopter, basically.
Okay. Line. There you go.
So there you go. He just lets her go because, like she said, there's still more bad guys to be stopped.
Yeah, the thing that the director's cut adds, I think, later on, is an external narration that kind of implies that the successor of the president of the United States, or the vice president, whatever, is another Russian infiltrator.
Of course, because why not at this
Potential sequel
point?
baiting on that.
We.
Are you sure this song to be called Salt Water?
Very good, Webbs. Very good.
The only twist is it's just drowned in this version. And that's it.
All right.
Come on, Webbs. Don't rub salt in the wound. I mean, come on.
But yeah, Well, mind you, if I recall correctly, there is another. It's a bit more extended on this. So this was just a clip that, like, at least implies she actually gets to live because again they wanted to have sequel baiting.
Yeah. Basically, you see her running for the forest and shit, and then it fades to black.
I had to say I prefer still this ending over the extended cut one. That one reminds me a lot of the other ending of Die Hard 3, and I did not like that.
Alright, so that was Salt. Shiroi, you're the one who's new to the movie here. Why don't you voice your thoughts on Angelina Jolie's attempt at becoming an action heroine?
That was incredibly ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure she'd be fine with a better script because, the acting is not the problem here.
Yeah.
Like, at all. But no, this movie, it seems fine at first, but yeah, like Deji said, it completely goes off the rails and it tries way too hard to make you believe one thing, and it's like, that's never gonna happen. But it is very try-hard. And I'm not sure how she wasn't injured for a lot of this, even though she still has her past injuries. I don't know which of the endings I prefer. I guess the one in the extended cut we just watched, because that one isn't really sequel bait, and I don't think we need a sequel to this, so it's nice for it to be conclusive.
But Shiroi, turns out the new American president is a Russian infiltrator. We need to deal with that.
I don't care. Really, I don't care. It was fun to talk about, just not a very good movie, and I think that's it, honestly, for everything I have to say about it. It's yikes.
All right, Dwebs, I know you're probably very excited about giving your thoughts on this epic masterpiece.
Wow, I mean, with films, with writing on with the quality of this, I'm just shocked we didn't get a sequel. Truly, I am. I mean, with such brilliant characters as Salt, the Russian guy.
Which one? You're gonna have to be more specific.
Yes.
Any of them, they're all the same in this movie. And that president, the U.S. president, who did have a decent moment by telling the real traitor to go to hell, rather than order missiles to destroy things. But yeah, all sarcasm aside, this movie's terrible. It's just a bunch of stupid people doing stupid things, and it's even more frustrating because they're supposed to be CIA agents. And yet our lead is one of the most stupid ones I've ever seen. With this really elaborate plan that she had that could have so easily backfired. And I mean, the music's fine-ish. But that's the main problem. The main problem with this film is just the script. It's trying to be too clever for its own good, and ultimately it just isn't clever. It's just stupid. So there you are. Yeah, Salt. I can't believe we're never gonna get a sequel to this.
That poor loose end will never be tied. Teo.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay, forgot really what were my original fan thoughts, but this is just not really for me in general. I don't really see much into this other than, it's like Jason Bourne, but it rolls 63, and like, that is cool, but can you do something more than having Angelina Jolie just spinning all over the place? Like, give her some cool gadgets or something, but no, the best we get is our latex disguise. Again, it's also very contrived, and all of its ambiguity and plot twist hinges on the coincidence and the fact that she's, on the crime scenes of the things she could have easily, avoided. And And again, they keep playing the ambiguity because she wants to actually infiltrate again the group and sabotage them from the inside, which, by the way, goes also at the cost of her, their fiance's life. And that is kind of never addressed upon until the fact that, at least in the theatrical director's cut, she has revenge immediately right there and then, and only in the extended cut only later. But it feels too little too late, as in, she took too much of a sacrifice in order to prove her identity, and everything. For as much as, the fact that she conveyed at the beginning that she loved him so much, she was kind of very quick to suppress her emotions when it came to actually kill him. I don't know. As for the rest, Liv Schreier, you can tell that he's not really that caring about acting. And I guess this being after, X-Men Origins Wolverine, he really was not really, looking forward in his career. The other actors, of the other actors, I think the only one who is really trying is Chiwetel Ejiofor. There you go, Ejiofor. But other than that, no one is really at their A game here. Maybe Angelina Jolie, but again, part of the movie requires her to be as deadpan as possible to keep her facade. And again, the overall result is just not interesting. I'm sorry. Again, I don't think we deserve a sequel because this really doesn't have the potential to be, grounded, to be the ground base for something more. It ironically is a land covered in salt. Nothing can grow there. Next.
After watching all 3 cuts of this movie over the years, it doesn't really work. It never did, and I mean, I understand that the movie does have a cult following of sorts. If you look on Google News, you'll see that there's still quite a lot of people who've made articles about how they would like to see a sequel to this because they find the movie an underrated gem. I'm happy for you, I guess, but I don't really see it. The writing is very silly and completely unbelievable. Which, again, if the movie was more cheeky, maybe we could, suspend our belief and just go along for the ride. And this is just a silly, old-fashioned spy movie. But no, the movie is not going for classic Bond. This movie is clearly going for Jason Bourne. It clearly wants you to take it 100% seriously. And that's the big problem. The movie has no humor whatsoever. There's not really not even a funny remark of anything. It's literally deadpan from beginning to end. And it doesn't really help. If you're gonna have that, then you better have the interesting characters and clever writing to back it up. But the movie doesn't really have any of that. The characters are shallow, and the relationship is very poorly conveyed. It's reasonably well directed. I mean, the editing needs some work, but I feel like the direction is fine. I don't care for the music. I don't even remember any of it, even after watching all of these times. But yeah, didn't work. Didn't work at all. Watch Inception instead. This movie actually came out like a month after. So, all right. Okay, that was Salt, everybody. Hope you're not feeling salty about this, but all right. So tune in for whatever movie we do next, I guess.
Yeah.